Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and we are live. Yes, doing a live stream tonight where me and Datila are going to do our Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy predictions. Before I get into those and wait for Datila, I just want to go over my thoughts of AEW All In, which was on Sunday. And All In, I thought it was a good show. The crowd there in London at Wembley Stadium was great. And the matches, I thought some of them were good, some were decent. Uh, Going over the card here, I did manage to watch the three matches that were on the 0 hour pre-show, which the pre-show kicked off with a 16-man tag team match. Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, Kyle Fletcher, Leo Rush, Action Andrade, and Top Flight. They have taken on Jay Lethal, Satnam Sin. Yes, Satnam Sin was in this 16-man tag team match. We had Anthony Ogogo, Arya Davari, Private Party, and the Dark Order. And this was just it felt like a Rampage match, in my opinion. But wasn't into it. Tommy Billington, Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, Kyle Fletcher, Leo Rush, Action Andrade, and Top Flight ended up winning the match. And yeah, Will Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. If Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii won, they could choose the stipulation of the CMLL Women's World Championship match between Will Nightingale and Chris Statlander at All Out, which is not this weekend, but the following weekend. But I'm tired of seeing Chris Statlander and Will Nightingale go at it. I think they should just move on. The feud is uninteresting, in my opinion. But Stokely Hathaway, he had, his moments here in this match. But Will Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii ended up win the match. So they will choose the stipulation of the CMLL Women's World Championship match, as Will Nightingale will put that title on the line against Chris Statlander at All Out. But overall, it was, an okay match, though, in my opinion. Hello, Muhammad. Thank you. Of course. Hey, Crew Ashton 26. Thank you for joining in. And then the last match that was on the 0 hour pre-show, we had the Von Erichs in action, Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich. And they teamed up with Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, and Dustin Rhodes. And they took on the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, and the Cage of Agony, Bishop Khan, Brian Cage, and Do Leona. This was a 10-man tag. And this was a decent match here. The Von Erichs, Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich, they end up doing pretty good here in the match. Of course, you had Kevin Von Erich accompany them, and Guevara and Katsuyori Shibata and Dustin Rhodes. Fortunately, Sammy Guevara, from what I heard, he is reduced now to Ring of Honor. But hopefully, he comes back onto AEW television at some point instead of being on Ring of Honor, which could only be seen online. So, but overall, it was a decent match here. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. But overall, like I said, it was a decent 10-man tag team match. And then we move on to the card, the main card. All In kicked off with the four-way London ladder match for the AEW World Trios Championship. We had Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club. They have taken on the Patriarchy, Christian Cage, Kill Switch, and Nick Wayne. The Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson, Austin and Colton Gunn, and the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews. And of course, they had to retrieve the three titles. And I thought this was good. The wrestling here from these guys were awesome. A lot of great spots here. You had Mother Wayne, Shayna Wayne, end up going up the ladder trying to retrieve the titles for the Patriarchy, and that didn't go to plan. You had, a spray, being used, which I forgot who it was, but they ended up spraying Mother Wayne with it. But in the end, Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club ended up winning, and what a good moment, it was for the both of them. Me, I wanted the House of Black to win, but I'm fine with Pac and the Blackpool Combat Club, winning. So I guess this means Pac is now part of the Blackpool Combat Club, maybe, since they are now the new World Trios champions. But overall, very good match it was. Enjoyed it. Then we had the AEW Women's World Championship on the line, where Toni Storm defended the title against Mariah May. And what an awesome match this was. Really enjoyed the build for this between Mariah May and Toni Storm. Of course, Mariah May, using that shoe of Toni Storm on Dynamite, and she used the Toni Storm shoe to beat Toni down and bloody her up. One of, my favorite moments on Dynamite. Very crimson mask of Toni Storm, in that segment on Dynamite. And, this was, of course, in Mariah May's home country, because she is from the UK. And yeah, pretty much Mariah May ended up winning the match, and she is your new Women's World Champion, which obviously we all predicted. Very well deserving for Mariah May, but she's going to have a good run with the Women's World Championship. It needed a change. Toni Storm did good as Women's World Champion, but really I'm glad that they passed it on to Mariah May. But good match it was. And then the next two, I did not even watch because I fell asleep. Yeah, I fell asleep during these two matches. That's how much I gave a shit about these two matches. So it was Hook versus Jericho. This was the last chance match for the FTW Championship. If Hook lost the match, he would never be able to challenge Chris Jericho for the FTW Championship ever again, as long as Jericho is champion. I mean, did you all care? Hook ended up winning, defeating Jericho. Thank fucking God. So Hook got back the FTW Championship. So, and hopefully Jericho will be off TV, hopefully touring with Fozzy. Fingers crossed. This match screamed, go to the bathroom, your bathroom break match. And then we had the three-way tag team match for the World Tag Team Championship, the Young Bucks versus FTR versus the Acclaimed. If you all said that FTR was win the match, you're wrong. If you thought the Acclaimed won this match, you're wrong. The Young Bucks won the match retaining the titles. No surprise there. No surprise. And then we had the Casino Gauntlet match. The winner gets a future shot at the AEW World Championship. And we had Ricochet debuting. Ricochet made his AEW debut at All In on Sunday, which was awesome. And I knew that Ricochet was going to AEW. I called it. So really was glad to see Ricochet in there. But Christian Cage won it by pinning Kyle O'Reilly. So I thought that was a stupid way to end the match. So now Christian Cage gets a shot at the AEW World Championship. But my guest has arrived. Please welcome the Power Rangers Queen and the Queen of the IWC and also the YWC, and my co-host in crime, Datila, Rangers of Wrestling.
What's up?
Doing good. Just giving my thoughts on All In.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought was a good show. What do you think of All In?
It was good. That was a good show.
Yeah. Although, like I previously stated, I fell asleep during the two matches of Hook and Jericho and three-way tag with the Young Bucks and FTR and the Acclaim, because I'm like, I didn't care for both of those matches. Why would I be able to watch it? As soon as I heard Jericho go, "Hi guys," immediately passed out.
Oh wow.
But I woke up and it was time for the Casino Gauntlet match.
Oh wow.
But overall, what do you think of the end of this Casino Gauntlet match with Christian Cage end up winning? I thought it was very stupid to have, Christian Cage end up, winning it.
At first I was like, okay, I was surprised, but it makes sense considering his gimmick, and Bryan Danielson is a dad and his dad died, so I think that's gonna make for some interesting stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I would like to see Christian versus Bryan Danielson. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna be the Wrestle Dream match. I think that's more like the All Out match.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to build all this this week, tomorrow night on Dynamite, and also next week's Dynamite.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's gonna be a short build.
Unfortunately, I think it had potential to possibly have a good build.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they better do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Will Ospreay versus MJF for the AEW International Championship. I enjoyed the build up to this match. Will Ospreay, of course, is awesome. Him going against MJF here was one of the best matches of the night. You had MJF come out there dressed as Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Put Uncle Max on a poster for next year's 4th of July.
Right.
on a random edition of Dynamite. Please make a poster of that.
All right.
But very physical match this was. Very back and forth. Ospreay did really well here. He was the fan favorite because, of course, this was in his home country. He's the hometown boy. And in the end, Will Ospreay defeated MJF. And so Will Ospreay is now the international champion, and the crowd there in London, his home country, went absolutely ballistic. That reaction to the crowd there of Ospreay winning the title, it was just electric.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And then the streamers, coming out, which I thought that was a good touch, before the match got underway.
Mm-hmm.
Always love when like matches, like indie matches that I've been to, people would toss like those streamers in there
Oh yeah.
to show a sign of respect and that they're
Okay.
huge fans of them. So I thought that was a nice touch. Now we have Mercedes Moné versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD,
D.
for the TBS Championship. And the build for this, I liked, but I thought the match was somewhat okay. I thought it didn't live up to the hype, going into the match.
Mm-hmm.
But you had, Britt Baker, in there, and she moved pretty well to me. Showed no signs of ring rust.
Yeah.
Mercedes, she is she's a good wrestler. I'm not the hugest fan of Mercedes,
Mm-hmm.
but I respect her in ring moves that she does, her in ring techniques.
Mm-hmm.
But she ended up win match defeating Britt Baker. So Mercedes is still, your TBS champion, which we all predicted. Obviously, Mercedes wasn't going to lose the title, but she's going to carry that title, and they're going to give her a long reign with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like. Then we had Jack Perry versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. This was a coffin match, which I thought this was very mid, in my opinion. It didn't have the heat, going into it. And every time I see Darby Allin in a match and in the ring, I'm always afraid that this guy is going to injure himself badly. Because, of course, he's a skateboarder. He's kind of a daredevil. So, we all get worried, when Darby Allin is in there, because who knows if he, gets injured, breaks his back, or eventually, if he competes in these coffin matches, does a coffin drop off the top and hits the coffin, that could spell bad luck for Darby.
Yeah, that would be bad luck for him.
But Jack Perry ended up winning the match. Obviously, he ended up closing the coffin on Darby. Jack Perry still retains the TNT Championship. Post match, we had the Elite end up coming out. They end up pouring gas all over the coffin to try to set the coffin on fire, with Darby being in it. I thought the gasoline that they poured looked like piss. It really did. It really did. I'm like, that doesn't look anything like gasoline. So we had an appearance by It's Sting.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, me too. So Sting came out and he beat it down on the Elite, which, was great. It was cool seeing Sting, make an appearance. But overall, just a very mid match it was. And then we get to the main event: Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland, title versus career for the AEW World Championship. And this, in my opinion, was the second best match of the night. This was absolutely fantastic. Bryan and Swerve worked really awesome together. You had Brie Bella and Bryan and Brie's children sitting there at ringside, and in the end, Bryan win the match, defeating Swerve Strickland, becoming the world champion. I thought was an amazing moment. And you had the confetti all, shooting out. I thought that was a nice touch. And what a good way for Bryan to win the world championship in London. And the crowd, being so electric. You having Brie and, their kids going into the ring and celebrating. Thought that was absolutely great. Made for a great moment there. But awesome match, and the second best match of the night it was.
Overall, yeah, it was a really great main event. I enjoyed it.
Overall, I would rank this show a 8 out of 10. Very good show it was. And if you want to see Datila's review of it, because she did a all-in review, check out her channel, Rangers of Wrestling.
I think I gave this a 7.5 out of 10 or an 8. I gave it a high rating, but it was either 7.5 or an 8. And it's because I wasn't a huge fan of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Mercedes Moné. I thought that was arguably the weakest match on the entire card. Well, one of the weakest matches, because the coffin match was kind of weak too. Mm-hmm. I just feel like it didn't have that spark that Mariah May and Toni Storm had. Like, if they would have switched them on the card, I felt like it would have made for a much stronger show.
I agree.
Like, if you would have just, like, maybe if you would have switched Jack Perry and Darby Allin with Ospreay and MJF, and Toni Storm and Mariah with Britt and Mercedes, I think the card would have been a lot stronger.
Yeah, you would have had 3 main events there.
Exactly. So definitely the order of the... Yeah, it was a good show, but was it a perfect show? No.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Now, do I think All Out would be a decent or a good show? I don't know. Because AEW, they got to build for All Out starting tomorrow on Dynamite, and also build for next week's Dynamite, which is the go-home show for All Out. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, they should do All In for, whatever month it'll be in for next year, and then wait another month for All Out, so we get some sort of build for that.
Or at least push All Out back towards like the ending of September. I think it's gonna work out next year because All In is in July.
Mm-hmm. So that's perfect. That's perfect for them to do it. But I said overall, All In was a good show, despite some issues with it. So now me and Datila are going to get into Bash in Berlin, and we're also going to do NXT No Mercy, which we'll save for last, which, I respect Datila because, she doesn't watch NXT, so I respect, her blessings and saving NXT for last. So we're going to go in order because Bash in Berlin is Saturday and No Mercy is on Sunday. So here we go. We're going to start with Bash in Berlin, the first premium live event in Berlin, Germany. So now here is Bash in Berlin, the card for it, according to Wikipedia. The matches are in no particular order because, once we get to the show, they will let us know the match order that they booked for the card. So we have 5 matches in total for the card, which is looking, pretty decent. So the first match here, which obviously I think this is going to be the main event of Bash in Berlin, Gunther versus Randy Orton. If Orton wins the championship, he will be transferred to Monday Night Raw, and Gunther will be transferred to SmackDown. Now, do I think that Randy Orton is going to win the championship? No, because Gunther just won the championship. You're not going to go into the show and have Gunther lose the title. If he loses the title, then it was a waste of time for them to put the title on.
Just stop. We all know both Gunther's going to win this. We don't even have to go over this. Gunther's winning this, and yes, I agree. Gunther should main event.
Yes. So yeah, I don't need to go over it anymore, like Datila said. Gunther will win the championship and retain. Next, we got Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens.
Stop right there, too, Cody Rhodes.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're gonna breeze right by this.
Oh, yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Going with Cody Rhodes to retain the title. This makes no sense, this match. And I think not here at Bash in Berlin. I think Kevin Owens will be turned heel at some point. So, but we're going with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is not losing the championship. And now we move to the mixed tag team match. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins, versus the Judgment Day, Dominic and Liv Morgan. Now I'm really liking how this whole thing is being built between Priest and Rhea Ripley, since they are now out of the Judgment Day, and Liv Morgan is now a part of the new Judgment Day with Dominic and JD McDonough, Finn Balor, Carlito. I think that they're doing this, really good. It actually has me interested in where they're taking this. And to me, I think that Dominic and Liv Morgan are going to win this match because of how Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley have been treated by them. Of course, last week, Balor ended up attacking Damian Priest. Liv Morgan comes out of nowhere, hit Rhea Ripley with the steel chair to her back. I think that Dominic and Liv Morgan are going to win the match, and they might have some help from the Judgment Day. Datila?
Oh, sorry. I agree. I think Liv Morgan and Dominic need to win this. You need to establish them. The Terror Twins will be okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going with Dominic and Liv Morgan. Next is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match, and this is CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's second match that they had. I thought their SummerSlam match was very good. The build for this feud has been great. I mean, it was, dragged out a little bit because of Punk's injury, but this strap match, I think it's going to deliver. I think we might see a few lashes on Punk and McIntyre here. Do I expect blood? No. I think when we'll expect blood in a match from Punk and McIntyre will be at Bad Blood, and I think the match is going to be a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood. So, with my prediction, I think that CM Punk is going to win this because, of him, trying to get the bracelet back. It's all focused on Punk getting back the bracelet from McIntyre that McIntyre ended up stealing off of Punk. So, but I'm going with Punk to win the strap match here. So,
I'm also going with Punk. I think it makes perfect sense. Drew McIntyre won their first match, so this is their second. Punk should win this one. He's gonna get. I mean, he probably will get hit with the strap a couple times, but I think he's definitely winning, and he's gonna take that bracelet back. So,
okay. Logan, we will get to your comment as we talk about NXT No Mercy soon. So we'll give our thoughts on that. And then the final match here is Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Tag team match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I don't care. I really don't. The Women's Tag Team Championship need to be retired. I just see them as an eyesore for titles. There is no build for these titles, and every time that the titles are booked, they're just booked very randomly. And I think that, these titles need to go away. Hopefully, Triple H at some point retires them because there is no division for, women's tag teams, and the whole booking of the titles are just absolutely awful. So with this being said, I think the unholy union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, are retaining the titles. I do not see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill winning them. So, Datila?
I have to agree. I do see the unholy union retaining here, and I think we might head for a Bianca versus Jade splitting up.
Yeah, and I think that that the split up between Bianca and Jade Cargill, maybe that will be hopefully at Bad Blood, or possibly on a random, maybe Monday Night Raw. Who knows?
I could see them after this, depending on how things go down. Like if it's a clean finish, I think that they might somehow, some way, maybe get like one more opportunity, and then I see them splitting. I don't think they might split after this, like immediately after this match, but I do see them splitting down the road.
Yeah. Everybody wants Bianca to turn heel. I think Bianca turn heel would be a better effort for her. But I think WWE is too afraid to turn Bianca heel. So I think the one that's going to turn heel on Bianca will be Jade Cargill. So I have to give my prediction on that.
Okay.
So, but overall, the card is looking decent.
Really short, only 5
and
matches?
really short. Yeah, only 5 matches. So if it starts at 1, this might be over by maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock.
I can see that. I definitely CM Punk versus Drew, and Gunter versus Orton, and Cody versus Kevin are probably gonna go long.
Yeah. Now, how the way I would book this card, I would start off the show with the Terra Twins versus the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go to the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Get those out of the way. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. And then your 2 main events, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. And then Gunther versus Randy Orton being the main event.
Yeah, Gunther versus Orton is definitely going to be the main event no matter what.
Yeah, I think that match is going to go maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, I think it's going to also go maybe 30 minutes as well, maybe 35.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, I see maybe going about
20.
Maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The Unholy Union versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, I think will go for 15.
Yeah, I think Terra Twins is also going to go for 15 minutes.
Yes, I think so too. So that's the Bash in Berlin card, guys. Tell us what you think in the side chat. Are you looking forward to Bash in Berlin? I am looking forward to it. I'm not going to watch it because I will be at work, so I'll just be reading up on the results. But it does feel like kind of like a house show card, but overall it could deliver. It could be a good show there, and hopefully I'm praying that the crowd there in Berlin will bring its energy. So now we get to Datila's favorite, NXT No Mercy. And Datila, some stuff happened on NXT tonight that involves No Mercy.
I'm aware. Chuck Williams is going to be the special guest referee for the Joe Henry versus Ethan Page match.
Yes.
I may not watch it, but I see updates on Twitter.
Oh, there you go. Even though she's not, a watcher, though, she does read the results. So right here, onto Wikipedia for the No Mercy card here. And we have 6 matches on the card. And No Mercy is shaping up, to be a decent show with this card. First match here, we have Roxanne Perez versus.
Just stop. Roxanne Perez, and Roxanne Perez is retaining.
Yeah, there you go. We got Datila's prediction, just quick. Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker, NXT Women's Championship. Obviously, I'm agreeing with Datila. Roxanne Perez is going to retain. They are not. Go ahead, Datila.
I think maybe Julia shows up afterwards.
Yes, and this is we get to Logan James K comment. My prediction is Julia and Stephanie Vacquier shows up at NXT No Mercy. Both of them show up. I could sense Julia showing up. Stephanie Vacquier, maybe, or maybe they'll hold her off for a random episode of NXT. So we'll see. But hopefully we get Julia at No Mercy. So yeah, Roxanne Perez, they are not taking the title off of her. So she's going to be holding on to that title, for as much as possible. And next is Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship. Trick Williams being the special guest referee, which was announced tonight on NXT. And I was talking to Datila about this. I said that Joe Hendry will possibly win the NXT Championship. But now that I think of it, my prediction is not Joe Hendry. I think Ethan Page is going to retain the NXT Championship. He just won the title, and Datila said that Joe Hendry has a match in TNA with somebody.
I'll explain it.
Let Datila explain.
So as much as I like Joe Hendry, and we both know that I believe in 252 pounds of pure motivation, the answer to all of life's problems. I believe in Joe Hendry. And I would love for nothing more.
As well.
I would love for nothing more for Joe Hendry to win and make history as the first interpromotional champion. Sadly, I don't think that's going to happen, even with Trick Williams as special guest referee. See, in TNA, Joe Hendry is feuding with Josh Alexander, and Josh Alexander just happens to be Ethan Page's former tag team partner in TNA. They were in the North. So at Slammiversary, Josh Alexander low turned heel and low blow Joe Hendry and cost him an opportunity at the TNA World title. So I do think that Josh Alexander is going to enter the prohibited portal and cost Joe Hendry the title here.
Very interesting. Logan says Trick Williams may help Joe Hendry win the NXT Championship. That's his prediction. Okay. But as I say, I believe in Joe Hendry ever since he came to NXT. So, yeah, I'm liking a guy who is in TNA. I'm a fan of a guy in TNA. And Datila was shocked by that when I told her. So, but going with Ethan Page to retain the NXT Championship. Next is Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu for the Women's North American Championship. I'm not a fan of Wendy Chu. I think the gimmick that she had with Xia Li, and she played this 100-year-old, I guess you say, person that we were supposed to believe that she was 100 years old. I thought that was pretty cool, where she just sat in a chair and I remember she punched like somebody and did she was trying to curse somebody, if I remember.
Well, I don't know much about Wendy Chu, so I'm just going to pick Kalani Jordan to retain here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Wendy Chu, when she came back, she had that whole stupid she had that whole stupid gimmick where she was in pajamas and came down with a pillow. I'm like, what an awful gimmick that was. And her current gimmick now, I'm not even behind it. So I'm going with Kalani Jordan. I'm going with my prediction and Datila's prediction. Kalani Jordan retaining the NXT Women's North American Championship. Next is Obafemi versus Tony
Just
D.
stop.
Tony D.
Obafemi's retaining. There's no way Tony D'Angelo is going to beat him. Obafemi's a monster. He's a star on the rise.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I'm a fan of Obafemi. This guy is going to be a superstar as he comes up to the main roster. And the guy has a lot of potential. He really does. And the way how he's booked is absolutely good. Shawn Michaels is doing a great job in booking Obafemi.
It's crazy to think that Obafemi came into this with absolutely no wrestling experience whatsoever.
And look how much he's progressed.
Yeah.
With all that training. But yeah, Tony D'Angelo, I don't see him win the North American Championship. I mean, you could have Stax and Luca and also Adriana, come into play and distract Obafemi at a point in the match. But I think Obafemi will be taking care of Stax and Luca.
I think this is gonna make for an interesting matchup because by no means is Tony D'Angelo a small guy, So it's gonna be crazy to see Obafemi toss him around.
Yeah. I think it could deliver. I mean, I'm a fan of both guys, and I have to go with Obafemi. Obafemi is not losing that NXT North American Championship. He's booked. They're booking him to the moon. He's so over with the crowd. So I just don't see them drop. I just don't see them giving the title to Tony D. So, but hey yo, Tony D, you're not winning the title. Next is Chase U, Andre Chase, Ridge Holland versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. And I'm a fan of Chase U. I'm a fan of Andre Chase. I'm a fan of Ridge Holland. Fan of Thea Hale. This match is shaping up to be a good match here between them. And really enjoyed when Chase U ended up winning the NXT Tag Team Championship. It was such a fun, good moment because I was rooting for Chase U to win the titles because they absolutely deserve it after everything that they've been through. So I'm going to have to go with Chase U. Chase U retained the NXT Tag Team Championship. No way are they taking the titles off of them that quick. So, Datila?
I also pick Chase U. And with the tension that's been brewing between Axiom and Frazier, I definitely do think that they're splitting up at the end of that match. I don't know who's going to attack who, but they're definitely splitting up after they lose.
Yeah, I think maybe as to who turns, I'm going to have to go with Nathan Frazier. I think Nathan Frazier is going to be the one to turn on Axiom. Yeah. Because I think there's no way I see Axiom being a heel. I would like to see Nathan Frazier, be a heel and, be booked, a lot good as a heel. So I'm going with Chase U to retain. And then that will lead to Nathan Frazier and Axiom splitting up. Next is Wesley versus Zachary Wentz. Now, Wesley and Zachary Wentz, they were a part of the Rascals And, Wesley, I think he's doing a good job at being a heel. We had that awesome promo segment on NXT tonight where it was Wesley and Zachary Wentz in the ring. There were two referees in there. They had security also in there to see if anything, got, totally crazy between the both of them. And Wesley ended up saying to Zachary Wentz that that Zachary Wentz is not on his level. So that kind of drove a wedge, more of a wedge in their friendship there. But I think this is going to be a good match. So my prediction as to who wins this match, I think Wesley is going to win it. Zachary Wentz, I see him not winning this. I think that Wesley is going to get that pin because it shows that Wesley, could beat, his former friend, his former partner. So I'm gonna have to go with Wesley on this. Datila?
It's crazy. NXT, what Zachary Wentz is a face, and then TNA, the Rascals are heels. God, this is a hard one because Dez or Wesley, and Zachary Wentz or Nash Carter, as you guys know him. I know this is gonna be a good match. This is definitely gonna be a good match, but I could definitely see Wesley getting the win here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be a clean finish, though.
You think there might be another match with them coming up?
I think so. I could potentially see that between them, and especially if you get to factor in Trey Miguel too.
But overall, I think this card looks decent. How the way I would book it, I would have Kalani Jordan and Wendy Chu open the show, to get that match out of the way. I think that let's see here. Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu opens the show. That's how the way I would open it. I would have Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo go second. I would have Chase U versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom go third. Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker go fourth. Then I would have Wesley versus Zachary Wentz go next. And then the main event will be Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry for the NXT Championship. So that's how the way I would book this show. Now,
good. Okay.
Now, I think maybe how many minutes these matches go. Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker, maybe 20 minutes at best. Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry, I think it's going 30 minutes. Without a doubt, it's going 30 minutes. Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu, maybe 15 minutes the most. Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo, I see it going 25 minutes. Chase U versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom, I say maybe about 25 minutes. And Wesley versus Zachary Wentz, I think could go maybe 30, 35 minutes because of the build that they have done for the both of them. Same for Ethan Page and Joe Hendry. But yeah, with the Ethan Page and Joe Hendry match, yeah, we believe in Joe Hendry, but we don't believe Joe Hendry is win the NXT Championship. Now, Datila, did you see on the mention of Joe Hendry? Did you see the Joe Hendry concert on social media a little clip of it?
A little bit. I seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
Ethan sucks. Believe in Joe. Ethan, put on some clothes.
Yeah. Joe Henry's really good at that. He's done some awesome concerts. I showed you the one he did on AJ Francis. Can you please get fired? It's happened twice before.
Mr. Top Dollar, Mr. Flop Dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's looking like a decent card. NXT No Mercy. I think it starts at 1:00, maybe.
This is in the States. I could see it starting at 5.
No Mercy begins at 7.
Oh, so 4.
It starts at 7. It's 6 matches. Maybe we'll go to maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, the latest, my time.
Which would be 6:30, 7:30 my time.
Yeah, until it's on the West Coast.
This pay-per-view is on the West, well, not West Coast, but Mountain Time.
Yeah, it's gonna be in
Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. So, oh well, shaping up to be a decent show here.
Yeah, definitely.
Noah's in the chat. Hey, Noah. He was going to join us, but I respect what he said because he did 2 videos today. So, he wanted to relax his voice, and I respect that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have you on for the next WWE predictions, Noah. And Logan James K says Ricky Starks showing up at NXT No Mercy. Maybe.
Ooh, maybe.
Maybe.
I think because his contract situation has been up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see him showing up at the end of the main event.
Yeah, maybe he'll be the next opponent for Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be interesting to see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the predictions here. Want to talk to Datila about how Powermorphicon was? You can tell the people that are watching here on my channel, my fellow watchers.
Powermorphicon was actually, pretty fun. Well, this is my 5th time going, so I always have fun at those things. There's definitely stuff to see. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a lot of vendors like suddenly. So there was I guess because there was a lot more actors this time around than there were vendors. So literally you could see everything in probably one day, honestly.
Yeah, and you said at points that it was a mess there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what happened this year, but they weren't as organized as they were in past. So.
And it's a bi-yearly thing.
Biannual. Yeah.
Biannual.
Yeah, every 2 years.
Yeah, Datila actually uploaded the Red Ranger panel on our channel, so you could definitely check it out on our channel, Rangers of Wrestling. Give her
the morph is coming tomorrow. Unfortunately, I had to act fast. I had to act fast because if I didn't, I was gonna miss it. So on my video on the panel, you can't see the morph because everybody just rushed to the front.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, wow, everybody just got up. I'm like, Datila's sin here in the video, and you should have been like, oh, I can't see.
You honestly, you can't see me in the video because I was off to the side. So I set my camera up, and then I was just standing next to it the entire time. So I rushed to the front, so I was off in the side. So when you see the morph video tomorrow, you're gonna see that it's from the side because there was no other room in there.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, wow, they got in your way.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, I couldn't even see the morpher. I mean,
go ahead.
I'm not the hugest Power Rangers fan, but I respect Datila's love of the Power Rangers.
Uh,
I know what they are because I was alive at the time, as a kid when the toys were hot. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toys were hot, and that was the thing back in the day. But I was more of a VR Troopers fan than a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan.
what do you call it? Yeah, I also have Walter Jones, Zach Taylor talking about how he felt returning to the Power Rangers after being away, 28 years or 30 years to be exact. I had Johnny Young Bosch, aka Adam Park, talking about how he'd like to return as a Green Zero Ranger, and then you have Jason Fott talking about what it was like to work with Jason David Frank on Legend of the White Dragon. So I have some of those clips. I'm working on putting together the Pink Ranger panel, which was just two Rangers, unfortunately.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of footage from Power Morphicon coming from Datila. So
yeah, and then I still gotta put together my vlog and just like the Power Morphicon highlights.
Yeah. Did you get like footage when you did the location thing for? Like...
I did. So I still have to put that together. I still have to put that together, but I'm trying to put all the panel stuff first, and then that.
Yeah, when you showed me that picture of that fountain, there was a scene in in MMPR where the fountain was on, and you saw the word drop, and I was like, wow, they should have put on the fountain still.
It was when Goldar got them to relinquish their power coins.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was. A funny story. I heard on that trip, that somebody actually lost their power coin inside of there.
Really?
Yeah, they were trying to pose with their morpher, and then I guess the coin popped out and it fell inside. I don't know if they retrieved it.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's gonna be buried in there if somebody didn't find it.
Yeah, it looked gross in there, so I don't know if they found it. I never heard if they did or not, but I did hear that somebody lost a power coin.
I hope they did. And I was gonna make a joke. I was like, oh, Datila could reach your hand in there and then get it. Take it for a collection.
No, I have my own power coins.
Always have a backup in case if you lose it.
Yeah.
But I did the Koch Comics Warehouse video, and I took a picture and I showed Datila. They had a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers VHS without the box, and they had, I think, Power Rangers. It was Power Rangers Zero. CO, yeah, CO. On VHS as well.
That's cool. I actually met Catherine Hillard. Catherine, the Pink Zeo Ranger, second Pink Ranger. I met her. She was the last of the originals that I needed to meet, so I finally met her.
I'm glad some stuff worked out at Power Morphicon for you.
Yeah.
I wish that you could have interviewed some of the guests.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah. But I want to check out Power Morphicon at some point.
Oh, well, you could save up. The next one's not till 2026.
Yeah, save up, fly to LA. Is it in LA?
No, it's in Pasadena. But I think you would either fly into LAX and then go to Pasadena, or you would fly into Burbank. I don't know how far Burbank is from Pasadena.
Yeah, it's one of my California's on my list of places to visit.
It's nothing special here.
Yeah. Just check it out. Just do like the studio tours and stuff, and then go and hang out with this one over here.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah, but going to end this stream. It was a short stream because I know Datila has a lot of work to do to get those Power Morphicon videos uploaded.
Yeah, the video. I uploaded. I kid you not. I uploaded the second part to the Pink Ranger panel on this video editor thing since we started, and it's barely at 28%.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Hopefully it'll be up soon. Also, I want to send out a link to Datila's channel in the side chat here, so you could click on her link and subscribe to her. Get her to as many subscribers as you can.
Almost 1,100.
Yeah, she's almost at 1,100. Get her to 1,200, please. Share around her channel if you're a fan of Power Rangers. If you're a fan of pro wrestling, definitely give her a subscribe. So here is her channel. Here is her channel here. Check it out. Click on it, and give her a subscribe. So, but going to end this here. Datila has a lot of work, like I said, and editing up those Power Morphicon videos, especially with her daily life, with work, and also the wrestling reviews. So yeah, she has a lot of work. She has a lot of work to get to just uploading these Power Morphicon videos for you guys.
Yeah.
So, don't want to take up any more of Datila's time. So thank you all for tuning into this live stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. List down in the comments below. What do you think of our predictions? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put in your predictions as well, and be glad to hear your predictions. Thank you to everybody who came in the side chat here. Really appreciate you guys coming in. And Datila, tell everybody where they can find you, even though I promoted it.
You can follow me on Twitter at @_. I talk about things wrestling, AEW, WWE, TNA. You can check me out at Rangers of Wrestling. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays. For all things TNA, you can check me out on Body Slam every Thursday. This week, you can check me out on Body Slam Thursday and Friday, as we'll be talking about the Go Home Show 2 Emergence and TNA's Emergence. And then, like Michael said, you can check out the stuff that I posted from Power Morphicon, the Red Ranger panel, working on uploading the Pink Ranger panel. Walter, like I said, I have a clip of Walter Jones talking about how he felt returning to Power Rangers. Johnny Young Bosch talking about wanting to return as a Green Zero Ranger. Jason talking about working with the late Jason Deere Frank on Legend of the White Dragon. I am also going to work on putting together my vlog. I did go on the locations tour. I went to the command center. That was interesting. So definitely keep an eye out for those things. But thank you guys all so much for watching.
Yeah, and check out her channel because she's going to be reviewing AEW Dynamite tomorrow. So check out her channel for that.
And it's also Power Rangers Day tomorrow, too.
Oh, it's Power Rangers Day tomorrow, too? Nice. So, yeah, so more videos from Datila on Power Rangers Day. So that's a good time for you to put up these videos.
Right? It's a good time for me to release the Red Ranger morphs, all the Red Ranger morphs.
Exactly. All right, guys. But thank you so much. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.